But in the summer of '98, you did come to the English Premier League. Now, I was very excited that you were coming to the league, but unfortunately, it wasn't to sign for my team, Manchester United. But I can see the attraction to Chelsea, the Italian connection, moving to the capital. There was Gianluca Vialli, Roberto Di Matteo, yourself, Gianfranco Zola, who I know was a close personal friend also. So it was maybe in many ways an easy move for you to make, but was it difficult to adapt to life in England? How was that for you personally, for you and your family? And also, was it always a dream to come to the English Premier League?
You know, I always loved the English football. So in 1998, I had the opportunity to move to Chelsea. There were other English clubs interested in my transfer, but I moved to Chelsea because it was a club that wanted to win the Premier League after so many years, and because there were my former teammates like Gianfranco, like Roberto Di Matteo, and of course Gianluca Vialli as a player manager. At the beginning, it wasn't easy to adapt to the pace of play that were very different from the Italian ones. For the rest, everything was great, from the stadium to the fans. It was as I expected.
When you signed for Chelsea, you actually became the most expensive player in history, 7.75 million euros. Now, I know that's kind of funny when you compare it to the crazy prices of the modern game, but did that come as an added pressure? Did you feel that at the time? Oh, and by the way, you are now the 119th most expensive player in Chelsea's history.
Oh, well, I never felt the pressure about this. I have always tried to do my job as best as I can. But, you know, it's funny. It's funny because now with £7 million, you don't buy a third league player. Never.
You scored your first and unfortunately only goal in a Chelsea shirt against Liverpool at Anfield. Now, it's one of those goals that is replayed many times for two reasons. First of all, it was a sensational goal. Beautiful ball over the top, your first touch to kill the ball and also take it around the goalkeeper, and then to finish from an acute angle with your left foot. It was a beautiful goal that really summed up your qualities as a player for me. But there's another reason why this goal is replayed many times, and that is what happened to Liverpool defender Phil BABB. Trying to get there to clear the ball off the line, didn't quite make it. Now, as you know, Phil BABB also played for the Republic of Ireland, and I thought you'd like to know that I spoke to him recently, and he's doing really well. He's actually coming out of hospital in the next couple of weeks. I'm joking. Did you speak to Phil BABB after that, or did you ever meet him since, and did it come up in conversation? No?
No, I never met him after that goal. At the time, I didn't realize that Phil BABB hit the post. But when I saw the goal again on TV, my gosh, it was terrible for him. Luckily, it wasn't hard to match, I hope.
I remember you saying that you really enjoyed celebrating that goal because you were so close to the fans. Is that because in Italy there are the athletic tracks and many stadiums the fans are pushed further away from the pitch?
Yes, I think celebrating a goal with your fans is the most beautiful thing in football because it makes you a child again. And maybe today there is too much distance between football player and their fans, not only on the pitch, but also outside of the pitch. I think that we must always remember that football exists because there are fans, and it's very, very important for me.
Now, unfortunately, I need to ask you this next question. I'm sure it's not something you like to revisit, but it is part of your story and your journey in football. The 8th of November, 1998, you suffered what turned out to be a career-ending injury when you clashed with West Ham goalkeeper Shaka Hislop. Now, I do remember at the time you were a doubt before the game because of illness. Is that right? Did that play any part in what happened, or was it just a freak accident?
The 8th of November 98, I ate the 8th of November. I'm joking. No, that day was a strange day, very strange day, because I didn't feel great before the warm-up. So I spoke with the doctor. The doctor told me to test for a fever. But unfortunately, the thermometer wasn't working. Very strange, it wasn't working. So he gave me a tablet for a fever, no? And I went out to warm up. After the warm up, Gianluca Vialli, it was the manager, asked me how I felt, no? But I said that I wanted to play, of course. It was my job, so it was normal. So I start to play, and then I think 20 minutes, 25 minutes, more or less, there was that crash against Shaka Hislop, no? It was a normal game crash, very normal, but it wasn't anyone's fault. I think that it was just fate, only fate.
I'll never forget the your reaction when you were lying on the ground, screaming in pain. I knew it must be serious because everyone did, because you were not one of these players to lie down, pretending to be hurt, looking for a free kick. We knew instantly it was serious. Did you have the same feeling? Did you think that there's something seriously wrong here?
I knew immediately that the injury was serious. I spent 1 hour in the locker room waiting for the ambulance with my friend Gary Stacker. I thought I tore my ACL and LCL 6 months, and I'm back on the pitch. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The injury was much more serious because in addition to the various ligaments, I completely broke the SPI nerve. After the first surgery in London, I also had complication in my other leg, spending a few days in the intensive care unit. In totally, I had 10 surgeries. Some very complicated, like the one in Vienna on the nerve, 8 hours in the operating room. In total, I spent 6 months on crutches and 1 year in Bologna in a physiotherapy center to try to recover.
So at this stage, you were working hard, all your rehabilitation, recovering from operations, trying to get strength and movement back in your knee. You're still believing that you can get your career back on track. But then Chelsea had other ideas. Can you tell me about that day when Chelsea told you they were terminating your contract?
As you said, after a few months, Chelsea wanted to terminate the contract. But economic interest mattered more than the human side. This is the rule.
So after they terminated your contract, were you still believing you could come back? And at what point did you realize, finally and unfortunately, my career is over?
I realized that it was time to stop when, after the last knee surgery, I broke my patellar tendon while going down the stair on crutches. So I said to myself, Gigi, stop.
In 2018, 20 years after that horrific injury, you did put back on a Chelsea shirt and ran out at the pitch at Stamford Bridge to play one more time. It was a Legends game, and I remember tuning into this because I had to see the fans' reaction. I had to see your reaction when you ran out onto the pitch after 20 years. Tell me, what was that moment like for you? Did it give you some kind of closure or comfort for how your career finished?
Yes, it was great to come back and play at Stamford Bridge again after 20 years. It was great to meet all teammates again, and it was great to see the stadium full of fans. Yes, incredible emotions.
It really was a beautiful moment, and I watched it with a smile on my face because I felt like you needed that, and it was beautiful to see the reaction of the fans, a Legends game 20 years after what happened.